If you've been following my reviews for the past 7 weeks, then you know that I've been reviewing the Harry Potter movie series. And so today, if you haven't seen my other reviews, I suggest you go back and watching them, because today I will be reviewing the 8th and final movie in the series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This one's got a nice little 3D cover thingy going on. This was the only movie in the series that was released in theaters in 3D, so you can actually get this one. I think you can get Part 1 as well on 3D Blu-ray for 3D TVs at home. The first one was going to be Part 1 was going to be released in 3D in the theaters, and then they scrapped that, and they only released this one. I saw it in 3D. The 3D wasn't amazing, but this is a review about the movie in general and not necessarily the movie in theaters. So you've got the Blu-ray here. Comes with the DVD and digital copy, just like Part 1. Comes with 3 discs, so, you know, like I said last week, if you're looking to buy this movie and you don't actually have a Blu-ray player, I would still suggest buying this combo thing, because in the future you'll more than likely have a Blu-ray player if you're not completely digital. And so use the DVD for now and get the Blu-ray later. So this movie, it picks up right off the end of Part 1. And so I'm not going to say what happens at the end of Part 1, but something big happens, something happens to somebody, and then it starts off right from there at the beginning of this movie. And so Harry, Ron, and Hermione are back on their quest for destroying Horcruxes. And they've also got another little thing to do with the Deathly Hallows, but that's a secondary story, kind of. Well, it's the primary story in this, but it's not like the whole story that's been going on for a few movies here now. That's basically the story of this. This is when you reach the end of the series, obviously, so there's the huge climax that everyone has been waiting for the entire series. And really, it doesn't let you down. The effects in this movie are great. Everything about this movie is great. I really did enjoy this more than the book. I've seen this movie only twice now. I watched it when it first came out in theaters last summer in 2011, and I watched it on Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago. So I've only seen it twice, and I've read the book twice. I read it for a second time about a month ago. And having read the book and then watching the movie almost immediately after finishing that, actually I think I watched it before even finishing the book. But anyways, what I really liked about this movie is that they took the book and they really enhanced the story of the book. Because in the book, there are particular events that take place, and the scenery, or whatever you want to call it, that where things take place, they almost enhance that in the movie. They kind of take it and put it into a better place, like where they felt that it would look better. Like, for instance, there's one part in the movie where Harry is down on the grounds at Hogwarts, and they change that and he's up closer to the castle, kind of closer to where the action's taking place. So it's just little stuff like that that I really did like, and they didn't change huge things from the book, but that's something minor that they changed. Another thing that I said probably about the 6th movie, they did the same thing for this one, where rather than introducing so many characters, like bringing in random secondary characters, they kind of kept it to a minimum so that you're not being introduced to as many characters. And so instead of this one random person having a line, they'll give it to someone you've already been introduced to, or even one of the main characters, or like an action or something like so-and-so does this. And so instead of giving it to that person, they give it to like Harry or Ron or Hermione to do, just so that they aren't really introducing all these crazy amount of characters. They also cut out a few things when they're on their own little travels, but no major events. I think J.K. Rowling just really liked describing every single little detail in the book, and so just to make her book longer, she would have little events that really weren't necessary, and so easily cut out of the movie. I mean, it'd be nice to see all of this. Like, I've always wished that, because you'll hear about movies where they have like a 6-hour-long movie, in the case of like a movie like this, or you have my favorite movie, Dazed and Confused, where the original movie was like 3.5 hours long, and they cut it down to an hour and a half. I wish that instead of giving us little deleted scenes on a DVD, give us the entire movie, because there are some huge fans of certain movies, like this one, that just want to see a crazy long movie, like Lord of the Rings did. They have the director's cut, where it's like an hour longer than the original theatrical movie, and I wish they would just do that with all movies. But anyways, getting back to this movie, they do a good job. There really is nothing bad about this movie. This movie is what everyone was waiting for in the Harry Potter series. Like, I'm sure some really die-hard fans were let down by certain things. Overall, the people who made this movie did a great job. This is the same director since the fifth movie, I think. I want to say the fifth movie. The fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth he did. Maybe it was just the sixth, seventh, eighth, but I don't think so. David Yates, I think it was. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, and I'm going to try and find it on here, but I don't see it. So, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Oh, there it was, right there. Yeah, David Yates. So that was a bit unnecessary to find. But yeah, absolutely amazing movie. I feel like there's something else I could be saying, just because it's the end of this whole series. But really, all the movies are amazing. I recommend you check out all 8 movies. If you've never seen them, please watch them. If you're into reading, or even if you're not into reading, take the time, read the Harry Potter books, because they really are amazing. People think, oh, reading's lame, it's a waste of time. It's really not. It does help you with your vocabulary and all sorts of stuff like that. Besides from that, do watch these movies. They are amazing. They're probably one of the highest grossing series of all time. I know there are 8 movies, but they're probably one of the most popular movie series of all time. And it probably will be for a very long time. Unfortunately, more movies are coming out in like 3D and stuff, so these movies are getting bumped off the list of highest grossing movies. But this one is like number 4 or number 5 highest grossing film of all time. I think it's that. But absolutely check them out. And that about wraps up my reviews of the Harry Potter series, number 1 through 8. If you haven't seen my other reviews, do check them out. Make sure you come back next Monday for my video, because that will be my final video on the Daily Movie Critics here, and I will tell you more about that next week, so be sure you watch that. See you then.